There we go. I do believe we're live, so I'll say indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. What a pleasure, indeed, it is to have you here. Are you level enough? Fine, I'll accept that you're level enough. Ah, look at them bright colors. This orange seems extra bright today for some reason, huh? Huh, Sam? Think it has something to do with the light being good. So the orange is reflecting mosos. I need to make more texture. Texture looks better than straight lines. Yes, extra fabulous. Yes, yeah. Make more fabulous. Yeah, look at the fabulous. The fabulousness is going up. Yes. Do I seem wealthy? Oogles of money flows into me bank account ceaselessly. Oogles of money flow out of me bank account. My compound interest pays for my living. Yes. Love is true. It's nice to have you friends here with me. Today, we're talking about priorities. And I feel like it's funny that we started the way that we did because it kinda has something to do with my priorities. I definitely have a part of my priorities beautiful things. Yesterday we talked about beautiful things, right? And that how beautiful you see things are to be. You are beautiful indeed. That all of the beauty you see is a direct reflection of yourself, ultimately, right? The love you send me is love you send yourself. I can feel it. Thank you. And I've been thinking about that from the perspective of priorities, right? How much should I prioritize beautiful things? And I think it's this weird dichotomy of what's the word I'm looking for exactly? Standards. You know? What's your standard for how things ought to be? At what point do you find yourself happy? Hey, Jovan, nice having you. I find myself pretty happy in general with things that are pretty simple, right? Like, and I think I'm not very unique when it comes to this exact point, but people, my generation, let's say, Dante, you might know what I mean, Dante de Lange, uitleg from Afrikaans. People my age, people in this kind of like, what do you call it? Subset of humanity is very content in just using a computer, right? And in that way, I get to almost use my computer as a machine, a teleporter to where all of the beautiful things are, right? I get to, using a computer, prioritize in that way exactly what it is I want to see. And then by doing so, I get to see beautiful things. And that is very interesting to me because if I didn't have that as a priority, then I would gravitate towards other things, ultimately, right? But, and this is where I feel the lesson I hope is going to come from in today's conversation, where do I don't even think about it. This dog pissed on my yoga mat. Now he thinks he's gonna come and sit on my lap. No, I don't forget that quickly. You yoga mat pisser. I'll blow you. I'll blow on you. Maybe I can create more pressure. No, don't be complaining. Dog pissed on your yoga mat. Yeah, this one. Like it's always me getting to my yoga mat, like let's practice yoga, and then I see Spot, right? Like he went onto the yoga mat and did his business. Couldn't do it anywhere else. Dog pissed on yoga mat. I think what angered me the most about finding cat pee on my yoga mat is not knowing which little asshole did it. Yeah, I'm somewhat convinced it wasn't one of the cats, Sam, because of how big the thing was. What do you call the thing? The plus. What do you call plus in English? Puddle. There we go. How big the puddle was. I'm not convinced it's one of the cats, but I'm still pissed. I'm still not happy about that situation. Give me 1 second. Just 1 second. Just if there was any audio weirdness, this might make it better. I feel content, right? Because as I was basically sharing this priorities conversation during the yoga, I used my sister's yoga mat. Bro, you look baked already. I feel kind of baked already, TBH, Sam. I have that kind of vibe to me right now. My back has been hurting and my hip too. Like both kind of randomly. I didn't really hurt myself, but they are pain. I am some pain. And I wonder if there is like a baseline of endorphins being produced in my body to put me slightly out of it. Not endorphins, opioids. Yeah. The yoga is helping, but it's like I hit a reset switch. It's like the yoga helps, but only for like a few hours. And then I have to go back to yoga again to make it feel better again. I am relieving myself of all discomfort being a priority. I will no longer prioritize being uncomfortable. I will start prioritizing feeling better. I'm remembering dreams suddenly, like deja vu. Yes, that is spicy. Suddenly, I find myself even more at peace. Even if there's pee on my yoga mat, it's not my priority, T-Man. It's been a while since seeing you. You're hardly talk about your friends. What happened? You asking me? You talking about the people from last year, Team Antaus? Talking about Christian and Johan? Talking about Morris and Nantes? You talking about Anneke and Tines? You talking about Martin? You talking about David? Talking about other David? Those are just a few of the friends that I've met in the last year. Yes, says yes. Imagine giving someone a list. They're like, oh, you don't talk about your friends. What happened? And I go, which friends? Martin, of John and Max, of Johan and Christian. Of I give them a list of different friends. Like, which one are you talking about? And then he replies, yes. Which friends are you talking about? I can tell you about all of them. Tines and Anneke still have the joint. They actually have a second branch that they opened up closer to the place that I lived. So if I was still there, I would have a space at the joint even closer than the one I had, which would have been nice. Then, uh, I don't know if there's much more to share about that, other than the fact that they have a secret sunset party coming up soon. Also still in Hartis. Then there's the friends, John and Max, that I did live with last year. Max, I believe, is living with John's grandma, and John is living with Stefan, who is a guitarist, bassist, guitarist and bassist. And they are making music together right now. They basically started a band. Johan, he is doing his PhD for computer science, specializing in artificial intelligence right now. Christian is working. He's started a new job, second job kind of vibes. Like he does basically full end, like front end and back end development for one piece of software. And then he started doing security almost, I want to say interfacing, very much like UX. He's doing a lot of like UX uh, kind of vibes, and he's doing well for himself. He's still in Victoria. He's actually kind of shuffling his plans to move all the way down to the ocean to buy himself a space. He's now actually looking at buying himself a space potentially in Gauteng, actually in Johannesburg. It's going to be closer to the potential work opportunities he has. Martin, he officially moved. He mentioned when he was here in stream, he mentioned that he is now in this transitionary period in his life where he's going to that new space in Nelspruit, and he's officially moved. He's like had a truck get all of his stuff in his old space and is now settling down there. He's already started working, to make it his home. Is there more? Am I omitting any informations? Have you heard what you wanted to hear, Team Antaus? I'm gonna check in and check out just to make sure that this thing is still working as it's supposed to. I have trust issues. This freaking thing is definitely giving me trust issues. You would think you could believe you're live if it says so, but no, never believe. Always verify. You know what I mean? Works. Thank you, Zhao. Appreciate you letting me know. Yeah, priorities. We all got our own priorities, Team Antaus. If I had to answer the question, if it was a question, why I hardly talk about. I don't really talk about other people much, do I? I feel like it's one of those things where other people are best equipped to speak for themselves, kind of thing. I might tell a story, but I also never was like really into gossip that much. Wasn't really something that I spent too much time on. Hey, Looney. Love you, G. Stay safe. Thank you, friend. I will. I hope you do too. That way we get to meet in this moment again when we do. Priorities. I'm trying to think about the experience of like school/high school and how much attention is given, how much conversation is had about other people. And again, I would love to be able to just prompt a for it. I wonder how much time in total I have spent in this space talking about other people. I feel very much so that when I communicate in this space, I try to talk from a perspective of self exploring self. And I do that from the perspective that you are also that self, that there is a plane flying above me right now, and there's a self. right? Like I am a self sitting in that plane, piloting it. That self is hands and arms. That self has sight, has the ability to hear. And it might not be advisable for that person in that plane, in the position to pilot that machine right now, to be here experiencing exactly what we're experiencing. But they are capable of it. They could also tune into stream right now if they wanted to. And if they did, even if they couldn't watch the stream, I would still hope that just listening would add some mindfulness. Makes them think. I do hope that I get to stimulate your friends' minds. I always assume that when you don't say anything, I'm saying enough. But it is almost this game of catch up where I'm like, okay, I'm I'm the one with the mic right now, and nobody is saying anything or intervening or giving me new material to focus on. So I'll just keep rolling the steam engine on. And then again, it helps to have these centering thoughts on the streams, because then I get to, every time I find myself almost like stuck, or maybe not stuck, lost sounds better, even though it's technically still not. Lost in the way of where am I supposed to go next. All right, I feel like that's what lost really is. Stuck is like, oh, I want to go forward, but I can't move from this space that I'm in right now. Where lost is, I don't know if I should be going forward or back or left or right. And I feel like that lost state is one that I always, at some point or another, come to. And again, that's why I've like almost started practicing these mantras, where that one, and I do believe, I don't know if this is one that I've heard somewhere else, but it's one that I say, that no matter how lost you get, you'll always find yourself right back here. Right? So in that way of like, yeah, you can feel lost about where you're supposed to go next, but no matter where it is you go, you'll be here. Here you'll be eventually. And then again, we wrap that into this consideration of priorities. Like, if that is the reality of my situation, what am I prioritizing? How is my experience going to change because of what I'm prioritizing? How important are my priorities if they have this ability to shape my reality? How important is it for me to be mindful of these things? Is it possible for me to affect anything? How much of my priorities have been set for me? There are so many layers. So many layers. My priority is being free. It really is a priority to me. And freedom is that kind of antidote, in a way, for me against being lost as well. Because being lost usually comes with this imagined idea of a destination, right? Like, there's a certain place that you're supposed to get to. And since you're not in that place right now, you're lost. And that feeling of loss comes with not knowing how to get to that place you're supposed to be going. Where freedom, and I think what was 2 days ago, the stream we had about exploration, has this energy of freeing yourself from that expectation. Now it's no longer about me finding a particular place, but it's very much about me just going and seeing what places there are. And it's weird to like see that like I'm trying to bring what is a very physical interaction of the world, the actual act of seeing a forest and then venturing into it and then looking at the trees and the fungi and the potential critters and maybe finding a little river or a little body of water, right? Like all of that exploration, all of that energy can only be had by you actually going and getting it. And there is a certain, again, freedom. Maybe you can give yourself some sort of constraint. Maybe the constraint is that you're looking for food and you're foraging. So maybe you're picking mushrooms while you're going out there as well. And I can still see in my mind that there is an alignment in that with the way that I would like to exist. But how do you apply that kind of want for physical interaction of the world? Having the freedom to just go and see. All right, having the freedom to go and explore, very much the way these critters do. Right? Look at that creature. This world is this creature's oyster. She can go everywhere. Every single tree. Look at that. Every single little windowsill. She's been up on the roofs. She goes up on top of those walls as well. Right? This is her world. And those cats, for the most part, are free cats. They're very free cats. But they're free in this contained area, right? They still explore, even though they know where it is they are. And there is definitely something in my character that has that want. Why is it we're here? What is the priority? What is the main priority? Dog is watching me. To that doggo, main priority is food. Right? If I have food in my hand, suddenly all other priorities cease to be. I'm imagining there's a video that I saw recently of a woman that starts dishing like wet food to her dog. And then she stages a bunch of people breaking into her house and assaulting her. And then, like, just as she dishes the wet food for the dog, the people come busting in and they pretend to be like punching her. And she's like mock screaming. And the dog is like, just like trying to eat as fast as possible. Like, maybe he's going to do something about the robbers, but you can, like, the priorities, the priorities, like, literally, you're the person that feeds you is getting, as far as you know, for your frame of reference at the very least, getting mugged and killed, you know. And you're like, I need to quickly, let me quickly eat this burrito before I do anything. Oh, goodness. Right, then again, there's a big spectrum. There's probably some dogs, out there that are trained or care enough where the priority to protect the owner would be able to override the priority of eating the food. Priorities, there's not much chat going on, and I slipped off to make an abomination in the kitchen. What exactly are we talking about today? We're talking about priorities. Dear Sam, specifically talking about how what we prioritize ends up affecting our lives. And very much so exploring from this perspective of self, the fact that, at least in my experience, it seems that there is a priority of freedom. and exploration, right, in my soul. And then upon acknowledging that part, there is the question of how do I integrate that want into a life? Part of me wants to say a modern life, but I think just a life, suffices. And then I looked to the cats, and that was a part of the journey we took. I looked to the cats and I acknowledged that they embody that energy of freedom in exploration for their space. And yet, still, they have like home base. They find themselves coming back to the same place. And I know I'm not a cat, but still. How do I integrate that want into a life? Welcome to life as a bard. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Would be cool if we could. Maybe we probably will gamify our world a little bit more. Make it fun. How does one make it fun? Hmm. My mind has ideas, but all of them depend greatly on participation. And I'm more aware than many how hard it is to garner participation. And I feel like it definitely is one of those things where I find myself gravitating towards that which I don't need that much participation within, and yet still get to what I prioritize. Right? Thinking about this space. This space is, as a priority for me, a place where I get to show up every single day, indefinitely, for friends. Right? From a place of love for friends. Because I understand that that is where I thrive. Right? It's a priority for me that I show up and I have the opportunity to be with friends every single day. That's important to me. But again, if it was the real world, that would mean either I have to physically or they have to physically move their bodies to be in the space so we can communicate, right? Which is unrealistic and would be selfish of me to expect. So, so started the live streams as they are to this day, right? Conversational, us talking and exploring whatever comes into the space, right? As naturally as we can allow it to be, still giving ourselves the constraints of a topic like priorities are today. Then it became clear that there was the priority for me to figure out a way to justify getting paid, right? To say it in such a reductionist way, and still added one of the other things that I prioritized, which is beautiful things, right? I like things that are pretty. And the fact that there was this opportunity for me to make something beautiful felt aligned. And then came the yoga as well. And it is a priority for me to continue moving my body to stay healthy in doing so. And there are more things coming. It's a priority for me to make things that you friends will really value as well. Right? And I'm still having many lessons presented to me on that. Still have a lot to learn. Gamify our world. It's a little gamify our world a little bit more. Speaking of that, I've had an insane want for a cloak for basically my whole existence, and the time has come. I have a pattern and I am a fabric shopping. That's awesome. I shall be whimsical. That is my priority. I love that, Sam. I can't wait to see you in your cloak. That sounds super spectacular. Sam, I'm excited to see where it goes. Are you shopping for ideas or know what you're looking for? I like how Joe is like, can I say something? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, there's probably so many different ones. A cloak. I've had it in me to want a robe, Sam. In the same way, right? Like we almost had like at the start of the stream, like the whole fluffing up the scarf. I want like a robe for the majesty, right? There's something quite majestical about a robe, like a wizard's robe, right? Maybe we can bring robes back. If you can bring uh, cloaks back, I can bring robes back, and then before we know it, we're D&D worlding it. Sam, bless. I'm considering many ideas. I have an idea on the lining, but the outer layer is still eluding me. Yeah, leather is heavy, if that was even a consideration, but leather will be heavy. A cloak. Yeah. I'm not the place to go shopping for ideas. I don't really have much. Again, I would love a leather one. Hey Jude, it's nice having you. Because I imagine that being durable, right? You'll have that one cloak and it will last forever. Thank you. May you be blessed by God too. All of us. Bless everyone. You could make hidden pockets for your magic tricks. That does sound cool. I just think it's bogus that we stop dressing like that. Like, why does everyone wear jeans and puffy coats and shit when we could dress like magical forest folk? Realistically, the reason we don't dress like magic forest folk is because it takes more fabric. It doesn't take that much fabric to wear jeans, right? Jeans are, relatively speaking, you can make like 4 pairs of jeans with like 1 pair of coat. Let the math is probably a little bit off on that, but that's kind of the vibes, Sam. That's probably why it is prohibitively expensive to make coats the proper way. All right, like let me do like a little. Let's see if GPT is good at this kind of stuff. I wonder. Do I ask Gemini? I technically pay for Gemini. I enjoy ChatGPT's language model better though. The actual using my language to talk to the model. Hey, GPT, me and my friends are having a conversation about why it is we stop dressing like like fairy folk, in robes and in cloaks. And my argument is that it is fabrically expensive to wear a cloak or a robe in comparison to a shirt and a pair of pants because the amount of material you have as overlap gets stitched away if you make them pants. So can you give me some estimates on how much more material a cloak or a robe uses in comparison to a pair of pants and a shirt? Fabric. Is that what they said when they started cutting down on pocket sizes for ladies? I don't know what the pocket sizes for ladies thing. Like other than a gimmick to sell more purses. Like, and I'm 100% down to like get on that conspiracy train. GPT will say something about the Industrial Revolution and World War II rationing efforts. It's probably gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna say something like that because I didn't ask it to give me like a history breakdown. I was like more asking about the actual fabric usage. So it goes something something. What a great conversation. Oh, thanks. Great. This is a. I love this question, and you're spot on to point out that there's a material logic behind the fading of fairy folk fashion in daily life. A cloak or a robe, a full-length cloak with a hood. I literally was forming a joke about small pockets and purses, but you beat me to it. Me and Jovan were like mind-to-mind communicatios. Literally intercontinentally, me and Joe are of the same mind. All right. Yeah, full length cloak with a hood can use up to 5 yards of fabric, depending on the fullness, the lining, and the hood size. And we want fullness. We want lining. We want hood size. We want drape. We want. Full length robe can go up to 6 yards, including its sleeves and possibly a hood, and often with a looser fit, must of course. So between 5 and 6 yards to make a cloak or a robe. And shirts and pants, a typical shirt is 2 yards, and pants is 2.5 yards. So yeah, I mean it's kind of like close. You get like shirt plus pants, it's like between 3 to 5 yards, and full robe is between three. No. It's between 4 to 6 yards. So it's like 1 yard step up, which I feel we can compromise. We can do that, right, Sam? Come on. I'm down to start doing robes. I'm down to start doing robes like as soon as I come to America, right? I just don't buy myself anything else. I'm just the guy that wears robes. I don't have one of those K-way jackets. I have a robe. Sounds cool to me. I'm down. I'm down, Sam. How about that? Sam, are you gonna like if you figure out the whole cloak making thing, you're gonna make me one too? We can use leather. I'm down for like wearing heavy stuff. Uh, can I make a cloak or a robe out of leather? Probably would be uncomfortable to do so. How heavy would it be? Mm, I think every day should be a costume party. Yeah. Yeah. It's true. Jovan recently had a baby shower with her sister that was a costume party. Right? Have you ever heard about that? It's like, yeah, come to my baby shower and also dress however you want to. The funnier, the better. I'm gonna be dressed as Winnie the Pooh. The mother to be says to you. And I know that this sounds like some sort of hypothetical that my melt brain came up with, but this is reality that I'm speaking. This happened. This is real life. This is a leather robe that sounds like something Etna Mode has disapproved of already. Yeah, probably. No cloaks. No capes. No capes. There we go. Can you make a cloak or robe out of leather? Yes, but it needs to be soft, pliable leather like suede or deer hide or lambskin if you want it wearable and not just armor like. Big yikes. Yeah. Thicker leathers like cowhide or buffalo would make the garment stiff, heavy, and sweaty, ooh, especially in warmer weather. Historically, animal hide cloaks were common among nomadic tribes, warriors, and shamans. Ooh, but they were functional rather than fashion forward. How does one make a fashion forward leather cloak? The way I imagine is that you take the leather that you have and then you cut them in like novel shapes and then you stitch those novel shapes back onto a pattern or whatever, into whatever it needs to be. Enzo, what's up? What's up, Enzo? It's nice having you back. I'm feeling good. How are you feeling? Tell us. Today we're talking about priorities. What is it you prioritize? Can you tell us? I cast a spell on you. Give us all your secrets. How heavy would it be? A lightweight wool cloak, 5 yards, would be 2.5 kgs. That's nothing. When the word robe escaped her, my sister called it a shower jacket. A shower jacket. Our robes, I feel like robes should be able to absorb water. Yeah. I think I have seen robes that are made out of like towel fabric. So there might be a subset of robes that are made of towel fabric that are water absorbent. But now that like she called it a shower jacket. Jovan's sister forgot what her robe is called, so she called it a shower jacket. What are you doing? Oh, officially. And? In Colombia. Dad, like officially. Dad got a jobs. Nice.
Sy is die jaar nog my ma en sy vrou, maar volgende jaar is sy vrou en my ma.
Ja, changes. Want we zijn op wat karakter?
Dis 'n chupa by segstokkies.
Aha.
Maar het 'n vletjie opgehad, so verder jy hom uittrek.
Langer is die klank.
Mhm.
This is a lollipop brand we have here in South
It's
Africa.
actually American lollipop brand.
American
Like chupa
lollipop.
lupas, lollipop chupas, like klein.
I haven't eaten a lollipop in a long time. Dad's got your woohoo. Yeah. How about that? In Colombia. Gold mine? Coal mine?
I actually don't know.
That's the important
Ek
part.
dink dis goud. Papa, ek dink aan by dis goud. Papa het gesê. Ja, nog nie my baie.
Yeah, I think it's leaky as well, so it doesn't seal perfectly. Cool. We'll get to celebrate Dad.
Pinpop is een wat in Suid-Afrika. Sien? Chupa
Hi,
chups.
Nancy.
Hier is. Chupa chups.
Hi again, dude. Hey, music master. It's nice having you here, friend. Thank you for showing me the lollipop sticks I saw.
Ja, die brand.
Chupa chups. You friends in Americas probably know this.
Hulle maak nogal lekker lollies.
I've seen them in these displays, but I haven't seen them in a long time. That's usually.
Ook al uit van hulle.
But I think like literally since I stopped being a child, like so much became invisible to me.
Ja.
It's like these things used to be like, oh wow, oh that looks so good. I would totally want lollipop as a child, and now it's just like,
I didn't overgrow that though.
you're gonna eventually. I guess buy it with a share.
Jy's my 8 jaar ouer as ek.
I'm a 27-year-old man right now, Shante. You're still a kid in high school.
Also true.
Yeah. You're gonna still change. Literally, Shante, think about this. Your body replaces itself cell by cell every 7 to 10 years. So by the time you're my age, you would have literally become a new person. I do know these ones, and these are nice.
Very nice. They're strawberry flavored.
The long boy chupa chupa strawberries.
That's the
That's the
They taste like strawberries and
no,
they make
don't.
sound.
They do not taste like strawberries.
Not like real strawberries,
They-
just
they-
strawberry flavored.
Yeah, they are tasty. That I can give. Yeah. Why are we on the candy train? Why are we doing food talk? Me and Shante are wearing matching turtlenecks right now.
Kind of.
Joe is. How do you know? Kind of.
Wat is die regte turtle?
No, not me and you. Jovan and you.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Sam.
Like my freaking
I
favorite
appreciate
sweater
that.
ever. And I'm wearing a turtleneck shirt as well because the sweater is actually very scratchy.
Yeah.
Just for long.
I do not appreciate that.
It looks very comfy, and then when you actually touch it, it's like
Why is it like that?
I can't.
It feels like there's like some pieces that literally have like a stick left in them or something.
Yeah. But it's a very comfortable.
Double turtlenecks, damn girl.
Mhm.
Yeah. She's gonna be Steve Jobs too. Stevie Jobs.
Stevia.
Stevia can be a female name.
So ja, suiker.
Yeah, I know.
Like suiker.
You can like again. I've heard people be called sugar too. So you know, I'm not sugar. I'm stevia. Thank you very much. That looks. But look at that outer layer. You have taste. Let's say je eet goede smaak, Sasa. And she's like, thanks. Love is true. Thank you, friends. Celebrating. Dad's the one who got my sister that sweater, so it's dad's taste too that you're complimenting. Water shower jacket. That still cracks me up. My priorities are playing Fortnite, FIFA, and having a girlfriend. Well, I regret to inform you, Enzo, and this pains me dearly to inform you of this. But you having as like of the three priorities you have, two of those being Fortnite and FIFA, makes the third priority very difficult. Nigh impossible if you really break it down. So, word of advice, have better priorities, right? Prioritize at the very least, becoming really good at something other than Fortnite and FIFA. Like, I'm not suggesting get rid of Fortnite and FIFA. I'm just suggesting those should not be priorities. There are bathrobes that are usually made of terry cloth and used to dry off after a shower. There is a house coat that middle-aged drunks wear open to show their boxer briefs. Uh, what? That's got germ. Yeah, like it's been like an in the talks thing, and I think it was one of those things where there was resistance, and now the resistance has been overcome. Love is true. Colombia. Dad's gonna get to travel a little bit. I think it's gonna be good for him. He needs that too. Like, there's not a lot to do here on the farm other than grow slowly but surely insane. He got that crazy eyes. And they're also smoking jackets that seem to have gone the way of the dodo and the Charleston, lost to history. Colombia. 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 I do not know where Colombia is on the map.
Colombia is on
Don't tell me. I'm trying to figure out. No, I'm trying to figure it out.
I know.
She knows because she's so smart. There we go. It's in Maracas.
In South America.
It's nice and close to
Next to-
Ecuador, yo.
Mhm.
I'm like a big fan of Ecuador.
In Caribbean.
The,
Paris, the Caribbean.
the Jamaica.
Ta-da.
My sister made blondie dough. She's been making these literal crack infused, not literal. It's like figuratively crack infused chocolate cookies that are like literally dangerous. Like push your granny down the stairs on your way to, like your granny is racing you to get the last cookie and you push her down the stairs to make sure you get it first kind of vibes.
You push her down the stairs while the stairs are going up where the cookies are. Dus jy moet op die split ophardloop en jy stamp af.
It's like on your way there, sprinting past the hallway, you push her down the stairs to get there. It's like you were already ahead, but you had to ensure. Colombia, cool. Did je nog gebak?
Ek gaan nou nog bak, maar dan moet een koekie oor by sit ons kan compare.
Daar is net een cookie oor dan.
Want ons een koekie oor wat afgegrabs is.
Are you sure about that?
Al was jy in my kamer was.
Dat was in jou kamer geweest, nee. Maar die cookies is in jou kamer geweest, nee.
Letterlik net ontdek ek het geskei.
Weet jy en weet jy wat die beste part? Ja. Ek het na gesien jy het die deeg gemaak. het ek aangeneem jy het klaar gebak. En toe kom ek uit my rekenaarkamer uit op soek na 'n koekie. En toe stap ek in die huis in en anders sê vir my, daar's niemand in die huis nie. Toe ek begin gang toe stap, sê sy van daar's niemand in die huis nie. Sy sê ek het niemand gaan soek nie. Sê ek soek nie vir iemand nie aan, ek soek vir 'n koekie. Toe stap ek na jou kamer toe, toe sê ek soos there's nothing here. Stap ek weer
in 'n manier weggesteek.
stap ek weer terug. Dis ek sê Anna vir my, "Wat versoek jy?" Sê ek, "Ek soek vir 'n koekie, Anna." Sy sê, "Hy's hierso." Sy sit my agter die deur bo op die drankkabinet. Dis hier is die koekie. Ek sê, "O, dankie Anna."
Is daar een oor?
Dis 1 oor. Ja, ek wou hom ook geëet het, maar ek het nie.
Jy kan bly.
They are. Ek soos ek sê, Chantal, daai goeie is soos gevaarlik. Jy moet hulle ophou maak. Daai resep in 'n nuclear bunker wegsteek, jy weet. Who just got a job in Colombia? My dad did. Melt Prime got a job in Colombia. Cool. Looks like we're both going to America. Very close to the Daras. Nice. Like, and I'm not joking about the whole Ecuador thing. Ecuador is very much one of the places that I think has a bright future. It is on the equator, though. That might be a little bit rougho buffo. If not Ecuador, Argentina is also like pretty sickest in it. Sicketh. Very cool. Very cool. Nice. Oh, I'm freaking having a back and stuff, yo. And some of these days, one of these days, I'm gonna upgrade and give myself cyber back, robo back bobinos, so I can be go gadget man, not have pain back. Sorry for the missing update in Discord yesterday. The test results were not ready when I called there. I just got off the phone with them. They have no explanation yet. Test all negative. His brain activity is declining a lot during the last days, according to his EEG. I've been thinking about him so much as well. Thank you for letting us know, Lutz. It hurts to hear these things, bro, but yeah, I'm getting DO'd by my technology a little bit again. Please, Topo, please. Maybe it's Hendrik being here in his techno form or something. Like this bar, for some reason, like it just gets stuck there. Like in the buttons, do the buttons work? No, doesn't seem that way. So what are they for? Why are you like this? Thank you. I think they've gone away. Scratchy sweater is a layer of defense. I'm guessing that might improve the quality of life for those left behind at the farm. It will. I think it is one of those things where it's gonna improve quality of life for everyone involved. It's the same thing with me, right? It's like I was going stir crazy in the 2 months, 3 months that I was here on the farm doing nothing, right? And Dad has been here on the farm for like going on a decade now, right? On and off. So in that way, it's like this, there's this hope that all of us had. Every single person in South Africa has this hope for what South Africa can be and the potential that it has. But it is this difficulty in realizing that that potential has been limited, let's say. to the point where we now have to go to other places to have some sort of hope of earning a livable wage, an income that is sustainable. And I think that's going to be a good change for everyone involved. All right. Again, just being able to travel is going to be good for the family too. After should I tell my friends to stop being my friends? They are not too nice and supportive. I don't know about that, Music Master. Again, I'm not the kind of person to suggest losing your friends. I am the kind of person to suggest that you have a friend in me and that I'll be here to spend these moments, these hours a day that we find ourselves here with you. But find better ones. Find friends that are nice and supportive. You deserve that much. Ooh, lady robes, Jovan. You mean those mesh and fur, floor length robes that ladies from the 17s and 80s wore to drink cocktails and lounge around at home in? I want to wear those kinds of ones too, Sam. For some reason, those are the ones I want to wear. Bless again, Lutz. Love is true. What language are you speaking? Afrikaans, I think. Afrikaans is true. It's an alien love language. Yeah, this brain activity is declining. Is Afrikaans the language you were speaking? I was speaking Afrikaans, Music Master. It's been thinking about you and Hendrik so much. Such love to you guys. Thank you, Jean. He got to an artificial coma as we speak to preserve as much strength as possible to fight for himself. He got put into an artificial coma. But if it continues like this, he won't be able to wake up again. Much love, guys. Really, I'm going crazy inside right now, not gonna lie. I keep circling and circling and circling. I don't know if there is anything else that your mind knows how to do right now, dear Lutz. I can't imagine how hard it must be, dear friend. Right? Like I'm having a whole spiral of an experience inside myself, and I've known like Hendrik for what, less than 2 months. He's been in our space, for like 2 months, and we've welcomed him, and he shared so many wild stories with us, and we got to have so many cool conversations, and there were so many alignments with the way that we see the world and the way we believe social interaction could be. Conversation could be had, love could be shared, despite the fact that we are thousands of miles apart, the lot of us. Until I feel this friend is literally fighting for their life. Like it's destroyed. It's like is it distraughting a word? It makes me feel distraught. And to be the friend of that person, to have known him, almost your whole life, as you said, for so long, having grown together, having literally seen this person in real life, having sat next to their bed. It's very potent. I don't know if you have any time to read, Lutz. The closest thing that I can offer as advice, something to maybe channel this energy of circling into, there's this book called The Five Invitations by Frank Ostaseski. The surname might be spelled incorrectly, but you should be able to find it by searching that. And it was this moment in my life when my grandma and my grandpa passed. And I was confronted with all of these feelings, all of these unresolved ways of knowing how I'm supposed to feel, what I'm supposed to feel. And reading that book, The Five Invitations by Frank Ostaseski, gave me perspective that I couldn't have gained by myself. And it made me come to a state of peace in knowing that death is not something to fear. I've had that in some way in my life as well, but it gave me a lot of mental infrastructure to conceptualize and internalize it. And then there's also the other side of it, where the experiences that I've had, and that I don't know how many you've had, but I know that Hendrik has had, has this quality of realizing that there is no separation and understanding, despite these difficulties that we're going through as a community and with your friend right now, that that remains true. That he's not gone, he's here with us right now. We can take a moment to breathe or meditate if intent to heal. Let's take a few breaths. Every time you breathe in, imagine breathing in like clean light, like a freshness, like plants growing after a beautiful rainfall and the sun shines down on it the next morning. And then as you breathe out, imagine yourself blowing all of that good energy into the space that we imagine Hendrik is in. And if there's any darkness there, if there's any clouded experiences or energy hanging around, it dissipates with all of these clean energies that we put back into it. Much love back to you guys. I'm going crazy inside right now. Love to you. We're here with you, friend. We're all here for you, man. Circling isn't healthy unless you're doing it with the intent to meditate. Find something dumb to watch or something to read. That name sounds familiar. I think he was associated with Zen Center. He might have been. He might have been, Nancy. He did a lot of work for people. Good old Frank. Yep, Nan. He was part of the Zen Hospice Center. There Jovan goes. With the nose. Yeah. I know this fucker for almost 14 years. In a month, it's been 14 years. I don't want it to end like this. I'm scared of it ending like this, especially. And that might sound egotistical, not on my birthday. I just couldn't imagine a worse day right now. Is it your birthday today? But I will look into the book, screenshot it, the name and author. It helped me a lot. It helped me a lot, Lutz. Could give you something. I wish that we still had the RPAN streams and I could give you a link. I read that book actually on stream long time ago. It made me feel something. Definitely did. There's a lot there. It's not egotistical, but at the same time it is. Interestingly enough, that book actually goes to depth about that. All right, that it's selfish. Selfish to want, especially with someone that might be in the process of dying. All right, and again, it's not for us to tell or to say what is wanted by whoever, but again, it kind of like showed me this alignment, right? Prioritizing. As a living being, it is of the utmost priority that the people, the things we love, stay here in this world with us amongst the living. However, it might be for that being's best for them to be transcendent, right? From a being perspective, right? Especially if you think about someone suffering, like maybe someone's fighting cancer, for example, and they've been fighting it and they've had like 2 weeks to live for the last 2 months or whatever. and they keep getting visited by their family, and because they know they're going to get visited, they keep holding on and they keep fighting, right? Even though there's a lot of pain potentially happening in that experience. And there is this expectation the dying person feels, right? Because the other people, right, have a whole experience with the dying as well. It's not just you having your experience of dying, it's also the other people having their experience of you dying. And it's complex, and it's something that we don't have any real education on in the modern world. It's not something we talk about, it's a taboo for the most part. I am the kind of person who has the hubris of wanting to fight that death, right? Don't make it a taboo, make it an obstacle to overcome. And if it comes, all right, we can be present with that as well. That's a great offering, Melt. Love is true. Yeah, 28 and counting today, but never had less reason to be happy about that. To be honest, I don't give the slightest F about that right now, anyways. I just want them back. It hurts so much to visit them right now. Happiest of birthdays, Lutz. It's nice to have you here, friend. Yeah, it's like I'm imagining there's probably like that whole survivor bias experience almost arising, right? Where instead of feeling happy about it being your birthday, it just like sucks ass of like, oh wow, I get to celebrate living for a year longer and my friend might be dying. I'm so sorry, friend. Hey Mel, would it be appropriate to meditate with the intent of sending good and healing energy to our friend? I think it would be more than appropriate. Let's take 8 minutes. 8 with the intent of sending an abundance of healing. You are a fighting. You are fighting a state of mind. The only reality is that which Allah created and endorsed. Life is a test of good and evil. Enjoy the experience. Thank you, testing. I appreciate that. Let's lock in for our 8 minutes, shall we? I'll start by guiding us a little bit. Tuning in with the fact that all of us have an experience right now. If it serves you to close your eyes, please do. Beginning to gather ourselves in our bodies, just by tuning in with everything that we're allowed to feel. Sitting down or standing up or laying down right now, allow yourself to tune in with the way the world feels underneath you. This stability is going to be what supports us in this pursuit, in this willingness, in this practice to support our friend. Not only this one friend that we know needs the help right now, but to all those in the world. Calming ourselves down just enough to allow ourselves to be creative. To imagine all of the ways in which people can get better. All of the beautiful things that there are still for them to experience after they get out of the hospital. Envisioning them having the same will that we do to be alive right now. The same will that we have to stay healthy, to stay active, to stay capable in this world. Feeling our hearts sharing this compassionate moment and the imagining of those that don't have as much as we do. And instead of shaming ourselves or feeling bad for our health, using our health to imagine the health of others as well. Using our health to build tools and offer advice, share space. Coming to a point where every single person can use their voice to help heal. Knowing that as we do, the part of us that sees without needing eyes will grow more intuitive. Allowing ourselves to always be present with all of it. Is dua a way to say prayer? Do make dua for our body indeed. I really did tune in with that state of non-separation. What am I if I am nothing at all? How can I be here while being everywhere else? Thank you for that much needed calming down and meditation, Melt and friends. I'm still going kind of crazy inside, but at least not in the sense of feeling the need to skin myself alive for a leaf anymore. Love is true, dear Lutz. Life is not over yet, bro. Taking these moments to calm ourselves down is all we can really do. As you said, that feeling of hopelessness and not knowing which action to take. It's not a good space to find ourselves within. Let me show you something. One of the things I can't really stand is proselytizing. It usually comes at an inappropriate time. Yeah, agreed, Nancy. And I believe that that inappropriate time is any time that it is brought up. Any time is an inappropriate time for proselytizing. Don't be telling me what I need to do to find happiness. All right. It's like, I'm stoked right now. I'm having a good time. I really like the way this flower turned out. Seeing Joe's heart eyes, making my heart go bump with the bumps. This one turned out super fly. Super cute. Totally amazing, Akro. Whoa, wait a second. I just remembered. I requested something be done, and I have not heard anything. Let's see if I can source the information I want right now. I have failed, unfortunately. However, there's still a poem to read. The thing that I wanted to let you know is whether or not I'm actually having those flowers that you had printed out for me, Joe, framed so that they may be a little bit more presentable. I see you commented on this poem actually. Jovan says, this poem, such a powerful one. Every stanza has my mind shouting so much, yes. Makes me happy to know that this world is so loved in such depth. Even during the detours, so grateful to share this world with those who love and appreciate it too. I love and appreciate you. That I do. It is true. The light I listen for. This poem is called. And it goes something like this. I've stopped waiting for the world to be gentle. It was never its job to soften for me, only mine to remain soft within it. So now I carry quiet like a lamp lit from 100 broken mornings. I have tasted grief without it turning me bitter. I have met silence that did not answer back, and still I kept speaking in kindness. This is how I know I am alive. I still notice beauty that has no reason to show itself. The gold spill of dawn on cracked pavement, the hush between bird calls, the weightless moments before breath becomes exhale. Nothing asks me to see it, but I do. And in that seeing, I am seen. The world becomes mirror, and what it reflects is not perfection, but presence. I am not here because life has been easy. I'm here because I have learned how to stay, not by escaping, but by standing where I once wanted to run and finding something holy in the ordinary. Some days everything still aches, but even then there is light slanting through the ache, a beauty that makes no promises, only invitations. And I accept again and again. I say yes to this world, not because it is flawless, but because I am finally awake enough to love it as it is. How grateful I am to be awake enough to love you, dear friend, to love you, my Jovan. Sending you extra love. Much love for all of you, and thank you for being there for our boy and myself. I need to start cooking now, and I've got to go for today. But really, thank you. It means a lot to me, and I'm sure also for him. He's here with us, bro. Never more than a thought away. Remember, there is no separation. All right. Are my fingers separated? No, they're interlaced. They're interlaced. They're not separated at all. They might be pointing in different directions, but they're very much close. I appreciate you, friends, for joining me here again on another day. Mel, that poem needs to go into the best of archives. I will like it myself. I'll be like, yeah, I like that. I say to myself, that's nice, me. I say. Yeah, sure. I believe that one is good. I agree with you. That's why I'm willing to do that. It is one of the best ofs. Let me maybe add like a flare. I can add another flare. I can go. Did you say best ofs? Yeah. Best. Best of arc. Yeah, cool. Just like that. It has now been filed in a new folder. I like having digital brain. It serves me well. It makes me big happies. I thank you, friends, for joining me. It's always a pleasure sharing these moments with you. Thank you for being here again. I always do enjoy spending this time. It's a priority to me after all. So the fact that you friends make it fun is amazing. Thank you. Until we do it again, goodbye, dear friends. Cheers. Love ya.